Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the APO Green Productivity Advisory Council Annual Meeting Special Presentation Session at the Osaka Expo Blue Ocean Dome. Tonight, we have prepared a series of presentations featuring success stories from APO members utilizing the green productivity techniques for sustainability efforts. But before we begin, we are very honored to welcome President of Zeri Japan, Yusuke Saraya, to welcome us to the Blue Ocean Dome. President Saraya, please.
Thank you very much for your introduction and welcome to a distinguished guest of APO to this dome. I'm President of Zeri Japan, the host exhibitor of this Blue Ocean Dome, as well as President of Saraya Company. I appreciate especially to Yamamoto Sensei, who is going to speak later, and also Miyagawa Setsuko-san, the secretary of APO Japan. Anyway, Zeri Japan. Zeri means Zero Emission Research Initiatives. The principle is that we learn from nature because there is no waste in the nature. Somebody's waste is used by somebody, and in the whole, there is no waste in the nature. However, because of the human presence, we have lots of garbages and unpredictable amount of garbages in the world, including carbon dioxide, including plastics and anything, which causes problems. Yamamoto Sensei is advocating the climate change in Japan. Before he was promoting green products and make organization. Zeri Japan helped Asian APO for its prevailing activities in some cities of Asia. Anyway, so this is a kind of plastic pollution, but what we need is that circular economy. Circular economy means that waste can be treated in a circular way and also in the economical, sustainable way. That means we hope that we can deal with plastic things, to collect them and deal with properly. Otherwise, 800 million tons of plastics are floating into the ocean, which is a big problem, as you saw in our presentation. So let's work together, make the channels together to be a circular economy, sustainable economy, blue economy, in the end with APO, Asian Productivity Organization. So again, thank you very much for your participation, and we pledge we'll work together with Japan and Asian countries. Thank you very much.
Thank you, President of Zeri Japan, Mr. Saraya. I next invite the GPA Council Chair, Professor Emeritus of the University of Tokyo, Ryoichi Yamamoto, to deliver the opening remarks. Professor Yamamoto, please.
Distinguished Ambassadors, President of Zeri Japan, Yusuke Saraya, APO Secretary General Dr. Indora, my fellow council members, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us today at the special presentation on the occasion of the inaugural Green Productivity Advisory Council Annual Meeting 2025. 30 years ago, in 1994, I coined a simple concept, green productivity, which together with the support of the government of Japan and the Asian Productivity Organization, achieved a resonance and a longevity that exceeded my wildest imaginations. 30 years later, today, the need to address climate change is more pressing than ever, and the search for an approach that balances the economic growth and the environmental concerns continues. The important work of updating GP into GP 2.0 is being carried out by the APO with the support of the Green Productivity Advisory Council. And I am very grateful for the support of Fiji, Indonesia, Japan, Singapore, and Thailand towards the development of the GP 2.0 ecosystem. We celebrate green productivity's success while looking over the horizons for the arrival of the GP 2.0 ecosystem. Thank you for joining us to celebrate the milestone, and please enjoy this evening. Thank you very much.
Thank you, GPA Council Chair Professor Yamamoto. While we are waiting for our special guest of honor this evening, the Vice Minister of National Development, Planning, Papanas, we would like to give you some explanation after hearing the welcome remarks from President of ZERI Japan, Mr. Saraya, as well as the remarks from GPA Council Chair Professor Yamamoto on what exactly is the GP 2.0 ecosystem. Today, this morning actually, the GPA Council gathered to discuss the development of 3 out of 7 elements, the GP mapping, GP rating system, as well as the GP guidebooks that are meant to clarify the prescient concept created by Professor Yamamoto way back in 1994. Before we had these SDGs, as well as climate-related awareness, Professor Yamamoto has contributed greatly to society by coining the concept of green productivity. 31 years later, today, we try and rebrand and come back to the core principles of green productivity, but tap on the powers of digital technologies, artificial intelligence, as well as social media to encourage the spread of the GP techniques that could not benefit from such infrastructure in the past. Well, while we're still waiting for I hope the explanation gave you enough to understand GP, and I hope that you can continue to support GP as we roll out products in the GP 2.0 ecosystem over the next year. In the next month, in Jakarta, in the APO governing body meeting, we will once again have an event to showcase the success and the products of the GP 2.0 ecosystem, starting with the GP map. I'm afraid my guest of honor is still not here. We will first proceed, in this case, we will have to change the schedule a bit. We will first proceed to invite Chief Executive Officer of the Singapore Productivity Centre, Michael Tan, representative of GPA Council member from Singapore. Please.
Thank you. So is the Vice Minister here already? Oh, yeah. I go ahead first. Okay. President of ZERI Japan, Yasuki Saraya-san, GPA Council Chair, Professor Emeritus of the University of Tokyo, Ryoichi Yamamoto, Secretary General of APO, Tata Indra Adana Singaminata, distinguished ambassadors, fellow GPA Council members, ladies and gentlemen. It is a great pleasure to be here today to be part of this special presentation at the Blue Ocean Dome World Expo, Osaka. I was wondering when the slides will come out. Haven't reached there yet. Here's the first. The Blue Ocean Dome is an amazing pavilion to bring to life the importance of conservation and awareness of sustainable use of the ocean. I stand in awe and admiration of this wonderful feat to showcase to the world. Today, I would like to give a short presentation on green productivity and its application in the services sector, and to share a short example on the F&B sector in Singapore. My name is Michael, and I must caveat that the image generated here is very kind to me. I have served in both public and private sectors across 30 odd years of my professional experience, or rather career. Many of the earlier years in the private sector running businesses across Asia and the later years in public sectors, where I hope to bring my experience to be the bridge to foster cooperation and collaboration like PPP to drive sustainable economic growth. My brief agenda today is to share my view of how net zero and GP are in essence two sides of the same coin and why it's unique, and also briefly about how Singapore aims to achieve net zero and a deep dive into the F&B sector. That's my agenda. So I'll start with net zero and green productivity. Humanity currently consumes resources at a rate equivalent to 1.5 Earth. This means that we will need the resources of 1.5 planets to sustain our current lifestyle. This overconsumption is a major driver of environmental problems like climate change, biodiversity loss, and resource depletion. Aiming to limit global warming to 1.5 degrees is, in my view, at best, to halt or slow down the impact. We need to transform how we produce, consume, and move about. We need to do so to regenerate the planet resources so that our future generation can also enjoy the resources bestowed upon all living things in this planet. Singapore has been a strong supporter of the UN's work on sustainable development. In 2021, we launched the Green Plan 2030, a whole-of-nation blueprint aligned with the UN's 2030 Sustainable Development Agenda. It charts our ambitious and concrete targets to support our goal of net zero emission by 2050. Our long-term strategy to achieve net zero by 2050 has three key thrusts: build low-carbon cities and promote sustainable living, catalyze industry and business transformation, and pursue effective cross-border solutions. For those who are keen to find out more, information is readily available online. Sustainability has been a part of Singapore's approach to development since independence. This balanced and pragmatic approach has ensured that economic growth did not come at the expense of a clean and green Singapore. The aim is to balance economic growth with the preservation of natural resources and the well-being of all members of society. The traditional thinking about productivity focuses on human or labor productivity, which ignore the real value of materials by driving economic growth at all costs. Green productivity, on the other hand, aims to balance this view of environment and business economic growth, as well as social consideration. So green productivity in essence is a strategy of integrating environmental and social consideration with businesses and other activities. Net zero is the goal of GP. Therefore, it's the two sides of the same coin. But instead of focusing on costs, and sustainability has always been about reducing costs, and it's costly to adhere to sustainability standards, to track the sustainability emission. But if you come from the perspective of green productivity, it's really about driving productivity growth while greening your business. And GP ultimately leads to gaining profitability through improvements in productivity and environmental performance. Next, let me share quickly the F&B sector in Singapore. So in Singapore, we have an enterprise sustainability program, and this enterprise sustainability program is to help local enterprises adopt sustainability practice. As I shared earlier, one of the thrusts is to catalyze business transformation. So it has a sectorial approach, and this one is one of the sector approach. And this is a sustainability playbook for F&B companies. This is the overview of F&B landscape in Singapore. We have over 14,000 establishments, quite a big number for a small reservoir dot. First, we identify priority areas in the performance in terms of food waste, packaging waste, and the GHG emission. Food waste in Singapore, if you look at the numbers, 47% is contributed by the F&B industry. And that alone can afford 3 meals a day for the entire population of Singapore for over a month. So in terms of food waste, how is food waste created? Overproduction, because of portion size, And benefits of food waste management: you save costs, you reduce waste collection, you generate new revenue. So think about it: you care for the environment, or you green your business, and you make money out of it, or you save money out of it. The other one is packaging waste in Singapore. So 60% plastic waste, which is a huge number. And to do that, or rather, how packaging waste is created: single-use packaging, over-packaging, and lack of recycling knowledge. And the benefits again: you reduce procurement costs, you reduce waste collection and disposable costs. And thirdly is the greenhouse gas emission. So in terms of scope 1, scope 2, scope 3, by improving your energy efficiency, you save costs. At the same time, you reduce GHG emission and you save the planet. So in conclusion, green productivity is the way forward. And I hope to be able to contribute my part to drive productivity and sustainability so that our children and our children's children and our children's children and beyond will enjoy the fruits of economic progress while still having a greener planet to live, breathe, work and play. Thank you for your attention. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Chief Executive Officer of the Singapore Productivity Centre, Michael Tan. We look forward to Singapore's contributions to developing GP 2.0 as well. Next, I'm very honored to invite our special guest of honor, Vice Minister of National Development Planning of Indonesia, His Excellency Febrian Rudia, who has made it to our event despite the rain outside the Blue Ocean Dome right now. Thank you so much, Your Excellency. Please proceed to the podium.
Mr. President of SERI, Japan, Mr. Yusuke Saraya, Green Productivity Advisory Council Chair, Professor Emeritus of the University of Tokyo, Roichi Yamamoto, the Science and Technology Advisor to the Minister of Foreign Affairs of Japan, Professor Emeritus of Tokyo University, Yoichiro Matsumoto, APO Secretary General, Bapak Indra Pradana, the Charge Affairs of the Embassy of the Republic of Fiji, Mrs. Kalera Safu, Director of Strategy and Planning Division of the Ministry of Industry, Thai Government, Mrs. Ankali Yingawisidiku, Chief of Executive Officer of Singapore Productivity Centre, Mr. Michael Tan, His Excellency Ambassador of Uzbekistan, His Excellency Ambassador of Tajikistan, my dear fellow His Excellency Ambassador of Indonesia, Professor Anwar, former Secretary General of Ministry of Manpower, Head of Employment Planning and Development, Government of Indonesia, happen to be my brother, Mr. Ilham Desa Prasetyo, Expert Assistant of the Minister of Manpower, Government of Indonesia, distinguished speaker and guests, ladies and gentlemen, very good evening to all. First and foremost, I would like to express my sincere appreciation for the opportunity to deliver this speech at the APO Green Productivity Advisory Council special presentation and networking session. It is truly an honor to take part in this important dialogue, which I believe will inspire policy innovation that help ASEAN countries advance green growth through productivity. This session, ladies and gentlemen, is especially meaningful as it takes place within the context of Osaka Expo 2025, where Indonesia Pavilion, our own pavilion, carries the theme of thriving in harmony. And this theme reflects Indonesia's deep-rooted values of balance between people, nature, and progress, principle that strongly align with the vision of green productivity and green transformation. My remarks today will focus on two particular key messages. First, the opportunity and challenges facing Indonesia's future development, and second, Indonesia strategic initiative to drive green transformation and sustainable progress. We have all realized that the global competition among countries in various sectors has become more stringent. Indonesia development remains on a strong footing. Over the past 5 years, we have maintained an average annual economic growth rate around 5%, ranking among the top 3 within the G20. Looking ahead, we are targeting 8% growth by 2029. Of course, a goal that requires the expansion of new economic sources while at the same time embracing sustainability at the core. However, the economic growth cannot be sustainable if we fail to maintain the environmental carrying capacity. In the current situation, where we have abundant natural resources, our environment is experiencing very high pressure. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, we all realize that the degradation of the environmental quality and the depletion of natural resources have reached the critical level. And to overcome these challenges, Indonesia's strategic initiatives are anchored in a long-term vision to integrate sustainability across all dimensions of the national development. Through the Green Transformation Agenda, we are mainstreaming environmental objectives into our economic planning, embedding low-carbon development targets in its national and regional plans, implementing a just energy transition, and driving industrial decarbonization. In parallel, green productivity is pursued through the promotion of innovation, resource efficiency, and circular economic practices, especially in a key sector such as manufacturing, agriculture, and also tourism. Indonesia has developed and mainstreamed a number of key programs within its national and regional development planning, and this includes the integration of green economy and carbon development scenarios into our 5-year and long-term planning, which will allow us to project the environmental and economic trade-offs of different policy pathways. Bappenas, my institution, has developed strategic environmental assessment to support greener economic growth and low carbon development for national medium-term development plan. A carrying capacity model was also introduced, combining spatial and non-spatial sectoral policy to guide more sustainable development which fully align with the principle of the SDGs. The establishment of Green Economy Index, a performance monitoring tool used to assess progress in transitioning toward a greener economy at the provincial level. Develop sustainable finance instrument, including carbon pricing initiative and climate budgeting to ensure that our financial system support a just and sustainable transition. Together, GX and GP reflects Indonesia's determination to achieve resilient, inclusive, and forward-looking development, leveraging science, planning, and multi-stakeholder collaboration to transform ambition into action. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, finally, I would like to extend our sincere appreciation to Asian Productivity Organization, APO, for its continued leadership in advancing the agenda of green productivity. And this commitment directly supports not only the Sustainable Development Goals, but also broader aspiration of nations like Indonesia to achieve inclusive, equitable, and sustainable development. As we stand together at this global platform, Osaka Expo 2025, we are reminded that the true progress lies in the balance between people, planet, and prosperity. Let us continue to strengthen our collaboration and collectively solve ensuring that economic transformation and productivity are pursued not at the expense of nature, but in harmony with it. We still have much to do, yet I'm confident that through shared knowledge, innovation, and partnership, I believe we can deliver a future that is green, resilient, and truly thriving. And I thank you.
Thank you, Your Excellency, for the amazing speech. The beautiful pavilion of Indonesia gives us all hope that the goals of sustainable future can be achieved, and we look forward to Indonesia's contributions to the development of the GP 2.0 ecosystem. Thank you, Your Excellency. Next, I would like to invite Science and Technology Advisor to the Minister of Foreign Affairs of Japan, Professor Emeritus Yoichiro Matsumoto, GPA Council Member, to deliver his presentation. Professor Matsumoto, please.
Thank you very much for your kind introduction. Thank you very much. And so, Your Excellency, Gabriel Julian Vice Minister Bapenas, and distinguished ambassadors, Council Chair Professor Yamamoto, and the Secretary General Dr. Indra, and my colleagues, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening. My name is Yoichiro Matsumoto. I have been serving as a Science and Technology Advisor to the Minister of Foreign Affairs of Japan since April 2020. I'm also a member of the GP Advisory Council, providing science and technology advices from the perspective of Japan to guide the APO in the development of GP 2.0, which was launched last October. It is an honor for me to talk to such a distinguished audience here, and I am deeply touched by the outpouring of support that the GP 2.0 has received after its launch. Okay. Before moving on to the presentation on GP 2.0, let me explain my role as a Science and Technology Advisor to the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Japan. My role includes supporting the activity of the Foreign Minister from the science and technology perspective. Providing advice to the Foreign Minister and relevant department on the utilization of science and technology. Reinforce networking among science and technology advisors all over the world, and scientists and academia for better international relations. And recently, I have been advising Economic Cooperation Bureau of MOFA in formulating grant projects utilizing Japan's technology by facilitating communication between the foreign minister with academia and research institutions. Let me explain the importance of GP 2.0 from the perspective of Japan's national policy. Three goals of GP 2.0 align with Japan's national development productivity agenda, the green growth strategy through achieving carbon neutrality in 2050, which was adopted in 2020 by the Cabinet of Japan. Japan intends to realize not only carbon neutrality, but also benefits to people's lives that go beyond carbon dioxide emission reduction. And we have identified 14 target sectors to achieve these objectives. Especially the action plan of the strategy adopted in 2021 emphasized the importance of increasing labor productivity through the growth of SMEs, which APO has been actively promoting through various activities supporting SMEs. This is a significant potential for synergy and mutuality benefit cooperation between GP 2.0 and Japan's green growth strategy. And in April 2016, the Japan government unveiled its vision for the super smart society rated as the Society 5.0. This initiative aims to achieve integration between cyberspace and physical space. Society 5.0 is the vision of the next stage in the evolution of human society following its previous stages as hunting and agriculture, industry, and information. Co-creation is a key part of Society 5.0, and it involves peoples from various backgrounds working together to create new ideas and solutions. The outcomes generated by AI are applied and integrated into the physical world to solve our challenges like SDGs. Society 5.0 is one of the key pillars of GP 2.0, where GX and DX play a pivotal role as a widespread tool for more efficient and sustainable approaches to productivity enhancement and social development while ensuring well-being. And now, allow me to talk about GP 2.0. Japan initiated the development of GP through special cash grant under the APO platform and have been encouraged by the success it has achieved since its inception in 1994. Since then, 3 decades have passed, and the concept of sustainable production championed by GP, which were radical for that time, but now become mainstream. Asia Pacific region is faced with multiple global challenges such as climate change, aging society, food security, and technology divide. To tackle these challenges, APO could play an important role by implementing activity addressing the policy level to improve productivity in the region. And our GP 2.0 ecosystem provides guidance, digital tools, and access to the most updated knowledge and technologies for individuals and businesses for their sustainable strategies. The significance of GP 2.0 is acting as an essential bridge between the sustainability effort of individuals and businesses and broader goals set by international forums, national government, and corporations. Okay. Let me talk about Japan's science and technology diplomacy and its relevance with GP 2.0. In May last year, and we presented recommendation of the advisory board of promoting science with technology diplomacy entitled Science, Technology, Diplomacy, and ODA. To promote science and technology diplomacy through ODA, it is necessary to work in collaboration with wide variety of partners such as private sector, economic organization, and international organization, and to develop cooperation menu that takes advance of Japan's science and technology. APO will cooperate with Japan to tackle global challenges in the field of science and technology. So Japanese government introduced a new ODA scheme called Co-Creation for Common Agenda Initiative, which aim to make effect and strategic use of development cooperation. Three pillars are area of co-creation initiative GX, economic resilience, and DX, which are the key priority area of GP 2.0. And in conclusion, I would like to summarize the key points. Co-creation is the key of our cooperation in promoting GP 2.0. And also at last, I would like to thank Mr. Saraya to support our activity. Thank you very much for your kind attention.
Thank you, Professor Matsumoto, for the excellent speech. I next invite from Thailand, Director Anjali Intawisitikul, Director of Strategy and Planning Division, Department of Industrial Works, Ministry of Industry of Thailand. Ms. Anjali, please.
Thank you very much. Good evening. Good evening, Vice Minister of National Development Planning, H.E. Fabian Ruya, President of Seri Japan Yusuke Saraya-san, GPA Council Chair Professor Emeritus of the University of Tokyo, Yoichi Yamamoto, Secretary General of the Asian Productivity Organization, Dr. Indra Bradana Singawinata, Distinguished Ambassador, fellow GPA Council member, and ladies and gentlemen. Today, I'd like to give a presentation in the topic of Thailand GI Revolution, Achieving Sustainability and Productivity. My name is Anjali Yingtari, Sikul Director of Strategy and Planning Division, Department of Industrial Work, Ministry of Industry. In the beginning, we will talk about the overview of Thailand's commitment to sustainability and industrial productivity by BCG model. Industrial business in Thailand have applied the BCG model by using the principle of B, bioeconomy, C, circular economy, and G, green economy. Bioeconomy is the transformation of agricultural product into biological product to increase the value added. And C, circular economy, is the circulation of resource use and waste reduction to create resource efficiency. And green economy is the minimization of natural resource consumption and environmental impact, result in sustainability in economic, social, and environmental aspects. All of this can be used to set the policy of Ministry of Industry with economic mind, which consists of 4 dimensions as follows. The first dimension is the business success of the industrial sector, which will gain profits from doing business and will create the second dimension. The second dimension is to take care of the community, to create good relationship with the community by being socially responsible. And the third dimension is to take care of the environment, not to have an impact on the environment and to comply with the law. The last thing is to pay income to the community, to create jobs, support the circular economy within the community, and create sustainability. All of this, think from the head, act from the heart, mind. Next, we will talk about the GI, green industry. The term green industry refers to continuously improve production process and environmental management for sustainable development. The green GI The green industry is divided into 5 levels as follows. On this, level 1, green commitment, is the determination of environmental policy and the communication of the organization to inform people that such policy exists. And go to level 2, which is a green activity to set a policy and make a plan, to put a plan into the action guideline to the effective. And next is level 3, which is green system, which also has a policy set and implement PDCA, plan, do, check, act in accordance with environmental management. And level 4, green culture, is a review according to level 3 requirement, creating organizational culture and implementing in accordance with ISO 26000, including environmental performance public report. And finally, the level 5 green network review the requirement of level 4 and relationship cover supply chain and reporting and public communication. Then We will tell you a success story from level 5 certified company. The operation of Green Industry 5 be summarized into two parts as follows. The first part is comply with the law, and the second part is stakeholder engagement. In addition, there must be a policy announcement and project implementation to produce output and outcome that are consistent with ESG, environment, social, and governance. Legal operation consists of two parts: safety and environment. In terms of safety, regulation must be followed, whether it be chemical, accident, risk assessment machine, and electrical system. In terms of environment, regulation must be followed, whether it be soil, water, underground water, and management of hazardous and non-hazardous waste, including the registration of environmental, personal, and pollution online monitoring system, emission follow to emission standard. Stakeholder engagement, there must be green culture and corporate social responsibility and support. In addition, in terms of community care, there is a plan for participating in activity and evaluation of certification. In terms of supply chain, there must be a relationship with the supplier, contractor, and subcontractor, especially suppliers who are significantly involved and must also enter the GI Green Industry Level 2. In terms of communication, the organization must determine the format, content, channel, and frequency of communication to the public. Results such as there will be a key sustainability practice implemented with the following 4 P's. The first P is a process, the second P is a point source, the third P is a power, and the last is a pollution. In the process part, the focus is on cleaner technology which must be managed in a systematic way, including process modification. Finally, it is necessary to change the machine or innovation to technology. In the point source part, the focus will be on the principle of waste minimization, reduce, reuse, and recycle. The power, renewable energy. Use the principle of renewable energy to reduce greenhouse gas PM 2.5 and to maintain the ecosystem. And for pollution, the treatment and disposal. There will be treatment and management, whether it is the wastewater, air pollution, garbage, and hazardous waste. Therefore, the impact on environmental preservation, level 5, company is to create sustainability, environment, society, and economy. Finally, the Green Industry Program aims for global sustainability in terms of environment, society, governance, or ESG. Thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you very much, Director and Charlie, for such an amazing presentation on the Green Industry Program in Thailand. We look forward to developing the GP 2.0 ecosystem to enhance and support the Green Industry Program in Thailand. Next, I have the honor to invite Charge d'Affaires of Embassy of the Republic of Fiji, Ms. Kalera Savu, representative of GPA Council member, to greet the audience as well as to deliver an introductory message coming from the government of Fiji. Ms. Savu, please.
Thank you. Nisam Gulavinaka, konbanwa, and a very good evening to you all. My name is Clara Sabu, and I am the Shanti Affairs of the Fiji Embassy in Tokyo. It is my great honor to present to you a video presentation from the government of Fiji, highlighting the success stories of the Fiji agricultural sector, with an introductory message from the Honorable Minister for Employment, Productivity and Workplace Relations. We hope that you will enjoy. Arigatou gozaimasu, thank you very much, and as we say in Fijian, vinaka wakalu.
Distinguished ambassadors, President of ZEI Japan, Yusuke Saraya, Green Productivity Advisory Council Chair, Professor Ryoichi Yamamoto, Council members, APO Secretary General Dr. Indra, and honorable guests, ladies and gentlemen. Bula and warm greetings from Fiji. It is with honor and gratitude that I acknowledge the Government of Japan for extending the invitation to Fiji to be a member of the Green Productivity 2.0 Council at the meeting of Heads of National Productivity Organization that was held in Fiji last year. This opportunity is not only a testament to the strong ties between our nations, but also a significant step forward in our commitment to sustainable development, showcasing our shared vision for enhancing productivity while safeguarding our natural resources. By embracing innovative practices and technologies, we aim to improve the efficiency of industries and communities alike, ensuring that economic growth does not come at the expense of the environment. Fiji has long recognized the importance of green productivity as a catalyst for economic growth, particularly within our agriculture sector. The principles and practices promoted by Green Productivity 2.0 have inspired us to innovate and enhance our agricultural practices, leading to increased efficiency, reduced environmental impact, and improved livelihoods for our farmers. Moreover, the shift towards green productivity has opened new markets for Fijian produce as international demand for sustainable products continues to rise. As we look to the future, Fiji remains dedicated to exploring innovative solutions and investing in research and development to ensure that our growth is both economically viable and ecologically sound, securing prosperous legacy for generations to come. As we embrace this initiative, we are excited about the potential it holds for transforming our economy and fostering a more sustainable future for all Fijians. We are pleased to present to you Fiji's highlights from the agriculture sector.
Fiji lies in the heart of the Pacific Ocean, midway between the equator and the South Pole. The total land area is 18,333 square kilometers with two major islands, Viti Levu and Vanuatu. Fiji has kept its agricultural activity moving from the time and introduction of Europeans and their labor force schemes since the 1800s. However, Fiji continues to be the most vulnerable nation in the world. Natural disasters such as cyclones, floods, and droughts are not new to the region. Farmers have to deal with the shocks and damage caused to crops and livestock by climate change-related events. The agriculture sector has been the backbone of Fiji's economy since independence. Its impact cuts across all sectors and individuals in the country. Economically, in 2023, the agriculture sector contributed to 7.8% of the GDP, which is $841.3 million Fijian dollars. In the last decade, sugar production began to fall, prompting farmers to shift away from sugarcane production and causing mills to close. The sugar sector contributed around 4% to Fiji's GDP prior to its declining performance, but this has since reduced to less than 1% in 2022. The current challenges faced by the industry are aged infrastructure, aging farmers, climate change, high production costs, and lack of economies of scale. The total contribution of non-sugar agriculture sector amounts to 90% of total agriculture GDP. Non-sugar agriculture grew as a share of the national economy from 5.5% in 2010 to 8.2% in 2021. In 2020 and 2021, the agriculture sector grew even as the rest of the economy was contracting as a result of the COVID-19 pandemic. While this severely disrupted the tourism industry and its related sectors, it saw a return to farming for many people in the urban workforce. Looking at the top 10 commodities, yamana or kava was the highest contributor to agricultural GDP. Even though sugarcane was the second top contributor to agriculture GDP, it declined by 4.8%. Vegetables had the highest growth of 30.8% and is the third highest contributor to agriculture GDP. Comparing the GDP contribution of the top 6 non-sugar commodities shows a positive upward trend. The Fijian government has identified 5 strategic priorities and key development targets for the agricultural sector and waterways in Fiji. It takes into account the resolutions from the Fiji National Economic Summit in 2023 and impending priorities of the 20-year National Development Plan, and most importantly, the voice of farmers and those other significant players along the food value chain in Fiji. It also recognizes Fiji's international commitments in achieving the Sustainable Development Goals and other UN and international conventions to which Fiji is a signatory. In implementing Strategic Priority 1, which is to improve food and nutrition security for all Fijians, the Fijian Ministry of Agriculture has provided packages of dry vegetable seeds such as tomatoes, Chinese cabbage, eggplant, French and long beans to 72,250 households within the past 4 years. The ministry has also engaged with 30 schools to increase their efforts in the adoption of local food gardens. In implementing Strategic Priority 2, which is to increase farmer household income for sustainable livelihoods, the ministry within the past 4 years has provided 247 women groups with bandana sleeves to weave mats and tapa for traditional attire and handicraft. In addition to this, they have also provided nursery materials, planting materials and farming equipment. Also, 37 women and youth groups were provided with beekeeping materials, sheds and other equipment through the Livestock Extension Service. Moreover, support was also provided for the establishment of 116 fruit tree orchards, including avocado, citrus, drinking coconuts, dragon fruits, green pearl guava, breadfruits, jackfruit, and rambutan. In implementing Strategic Priority 3, which is to improve the adoption of sustainable resource management and climate-smart agriculture, the ministry trained 769 farmers and 75 staff on sustainable resource management and climate-smart agriculture. Another 550 farmers have been certified for organic farming. In implementing Strategic Priority 4, which is to establish and improve commercial agriculture, the ministry trained over 823 commercial crop and livestock farmers, provided support to 7 processing plants to undertake post-harvest and value-added activities, established linkages between 327 farmers and the tourism industry, and facilitated 13 purchase contracts between major hotels and farmer clusters. The Commercial Agriculture Development Program supported more than 1,000 commercial farmers. The Commercial Farmers Equity Package also assisted 30 farmers within a year.
This is my farm. We've planted taro, pink taro variety. So we do face farming. Yeah, only one variety. That's because this is the variety that's mostly DI in the export market, and the demand is very high. As a young farmer, I can inspire a lot of young people. Agriculture gave me a drainage program. This was 1/3 and 2/3 basis. I had to pay 1/3 and 2/3 for the excavator, and the other one was 1 acre for the land preparation. So they gave me a drainage, so they helped me to dig up the swampy land that I was not able to use for farming. But after drainage program, then I'm farming. So about roughly 50,000 taro I have planted at a field where it was not been planted before.
In implementing Strategy Priority 5, which is to improve quality public sector performance and service delivery, the Ministry conducted 100 staff training courses based on training needs assessments, established 6 Memorandum of Understandings with regional and international training institutions. The Fijian government continues to foster collaboration with other regional and international partners. The Fijian government is currently implementing 2 capital-funded projects, Fiji's Sustainable Land Management and the Climate Smart Agriculture Program. Both programs include climate change impact adaptation activities targeting vulnerable communities affected by on-farm soil loss, changes in cropping patterns, shifts in community preferences, and land degradation caused by unsustainable practices. These projects involve land use assessments in targeted communities, updating Fiji's soil data at the community level, and refining Fiji's land use capability classification guidelines. The aim is to raise awareness of proper land use practices, demonstrate effective land husbandry, and expand extension services through participatory on-farm research. Additionally, these projects ensure better farm planning based on land use capability reports for farmers seeking new agricultural leases or proposing rezoning. The initiatives are further supported by the land care funded projects in districts of Lombasa, Singatoka, River, and the Tabuni Island. Under the area of measures implemented to mitigate the impacts of climate change and natural disasters on livelihoods and crop yield, the Ministry promoted farmer-to-farmer exchange visits, creating platforms for knowledge sharing. Also, community awareness programs are conducted for vulnerable communities to encourage the adoption of sustainable land management and climate smart agriculture practices, which includes use of climate-tolerant crop varieties, rainwater harvesting techniques, drip irrigation systems, raised bed planting and contour cropping, agroecology systems and organic farming, establishment of demonstration farms showcasing sustainable land management techniques. In addition to this, the research division is conducting experiments in evaluating saline-tolerant rice varieties and on protected agriculture to enable year-round vegetable cultivation to mitigate climate change impacts. The Fijian government efforts to improve agricultural productivity includes sustainable farming systems, climate-smart agriculture, improving soil health, loss and damage assessment, livestock feeding and post-birth practices to enhance market readiness, value chain processing from farm to fork, financial literacy for farmers, methane measurement in livestock adaptation and mitigation strategies, research and development for livestock systems. The Fijian government hopes and future plans to improve the agricultural sector includes utilizing drones and software for GIS-based data analysis and decision-making, upgrading GIS tools, establishing a national networking system for data sharing and analysis, scaling up soil regeneration activities to maximize productivity, using drone technology to detect nutrient deficiency and recommend corrective measures, implementing portable imaging technology to assess pre- and post-hurricane impacts on agricultural land, promoting protected agriculture, water harvesting, organic farming, and land rehabilitation techniques, nature-based solutions for land sustainability, developing ID or tagging systems for livestock traceability from farm to market, creating apps for farmers to address animal welfare issues and receive disaster warnings, introducing machines for pasture seed establishment and fodder processing, implementing heat stress management systems, provide livestock preparedness training on weather prediction and communication tools. The Fijian Ministry of Agriculture's Research Division also aims to collaborate with the Asian Productivity Organization and the Green Productivity Council on research projects utilizing AI and enhancing capacity development for research personnel.
Thank you for the presentation, video presentation from Fiji, and thank you, Chaji, Ms. Sabo. Please take a seat. And ladies and gentlemen, last but not least, we have come to the final segment for today's program, the closing remarks from APO Secretary General, Dr. Indra Pradana Singawinata, GPA Council member as well. Please, SG.
Dear Ambassador Harry Ahmadi, GPA Council Chair Professor Ryoji Yamamoto, President of ZERI Japan, Mr. Yusuke Saraya, my fellow council members, ladies and gentlemen. You have heard much about the tangible efforts to create a more sustainable and productive society in Fiji, Indonesia, Japan, and Singapore this evening. From helping farmers optimize their harvest in Fiji to the Green Industry Initiative in Thailand, the common thread linking these efforts is a recognition that a better future starts from action today. We may not start off all the solutions, but once we start taking stock of where we are, measure that against where we would like to be, make plans and take steps to reach our goals, we can be confident that each day we will make up and closer to our goals. These are the enduring principles that lie at the heart of green productivity. As we now look forward to the future and the development of the GP 2.0 ecosystem, both the APO and the Green Productivity Advisory Council remain committed to carrying these principles forward. Thank you for joining us physically or online at the special presentation today. And with that, I would like to end of the night with a viral success story from Biopharma Indonesia, which has applied the tried and tested methods from the GP towards not just improving profitability, but also towards saving lives and the manufacture of vaccines. Thank you, and we look forward to sharing more updates as the GP 2.0 ecosystem develops. Thank you very much.
Thank you, SG.
Biopharma has played an important role in the fight against poliovirus by reducing the number of polio cases globally, preventing various infectious diseases that can cause disability and even death. Biopharma's role is not just limited to the domestic market. The company continues to make its mark in the global market by exporting its superior products to numerous countries. With an unrelenting commitment, Biopharma continues to develop high-quality products, innovating with new technology and conducting ongoing research, all to help create a healthier, disease-free world. As part of the world's polio ending strategy, novel oral polio vaccine type 2, or NOPV2, is the world's first new generation polio vaccine. Released in March 2021, NOPV2 is the result of research by the parent company of the pharmaceutical state-owned enterprise, Biopharma. Currently, Biopharma has provided 1.2 billion doses of NOPV2 vaccine to children in more than 41 countries. Biopharma realizes that a better quality of life is related to health and environmental sustainability for future generations. The company's commitment is reflected in every business activity, including efforts to protect the environment by establishing efficient, safe, and environmentally friendly production processes. Faced with dwindling resources and threat of environmental damage, the company focuses on efficiency and innovation to create a green life science industry. Every step is based on comprehensive analysis to ensure the ecosystem's sustainability. Biopharma is also committed to social responsibility through knowledge-sharing programs for the community, focusing on energy efficiency and the use of renewable technologies. Since 2022, the company has collaborated with communities in social responsibility programs that have resulted in significant savings. the goal of sustainable development can be achieved.
Thank you everyone for your time. And before we dismiss for the night, can I invite all attendees to the front of the stage for a group photo, just to cap off the night, please. Thank you, everybody.
We'll have a chance to network later.